Hey guys, Hermeet here from Photo Insomnia. Welcome to another episode of The Leap Show. We are on episode number 6. First of all, I want to apologize for the absence. For the last couple of weeks, I've been quite sick with a really bad throat and a cough, so it's been very difficult to speak, let alone get in front of a camera and record some videos. Well, I'm feeling much better now, so we'll get back into the series and create some new videos that will come out every week. Anyway, let's get started with today's episode. As with every episode, you can follow the link below and basically download the DNG file that we're going to be processing today. This photo was taken in New Plymouth in New Zealand, which is in the North Island of New Zealand. The photo itself out of the camera as a raw file is quite dull. It was an overcast day, so there's hardly any sort of deep contrast or rich colors in the image. So I'm going to show you how to take a dull photo and make it a rich and a vibrant image that you'll be happy to share, and you may end up printing as well. There's a few things wrong with this photo, so let's get started. Let's edit a photo.
First thing that's wrong with this photo is that it's on an angle. I often have trouble making sure the horizon is leveled when I'm shooting handheld. It's always a little bit skewed to one side or another, but that's easy enough to fix. We go to transform and hit the level button here, and that should level it. Now that it's leveled, because I didn't use any graduated filter, the sky is a little bit overexposed. So to fix that, we're going to add a gradient filter here, and I'm going to drag the exposure down a little bit. Hold the shift key. By holding the shift key, what it'll do is the gradient filter will be horizontal, dead on horizontal basically. So I'm going to drag that down. I want to get all the exposure a little bit down, and also the highlights to bring back some detail in the sky, and then we're going to close that. Okay, what it's done is that it's darkened these little boulders as well, which is not something I wanted to do. But when we apply the graduated filter, it basically applies the exposure on the entire section here, whatever is masked. And of course these little boulders are masked as part of it. There is one way to fix this, and that's a really useful technique. I'm not sure if you know. If you don't, well, you're going to learn something. If you do, you know what I'm about to do. To brighten these up again, what we can do is increase the shadow slider. Okay. I need to first select it, of course. Then I need to increase the shadow slider, and you can see now the boulders are getting brighter. They are brighter even than before. So the shadows has just opened up. Shadows hasn't affected anything here because there are no shadows. The shadows are in these areas, so it's brightening those areas only, and therefore we got some more detail back in our little boulders. So we'll close that. Go to the basic panel. I'm gonna drag the blacks a little bit. I want to add some contrast using the blacks. So let's say about there. That looks good. Whites, we can drag those a little bit to the right to brighten up the overall image. You see how the histogram is shifting. It's getting pulled to the right. Basically what was bright up here is getting brighter. So it's kind of like exposure, but exposure does the whole thing, whereas this basically just stretches it. So it's starting to look much better. I'm going to increase the shadows overall a little bit more. See how this area brightens up? That looks good. I'm going to add some contrast. Add some clarity. Wow, look at that. Clarity does wonders. However, the counter effect of clarity is that it actually darkens some shadows. So we need to pull up the shadows a little bit more to counteract for what the clarity has done. So that starts to look better. I'm going to add a touch more vibrance to make the colors a bit more vibrant. And then going to the detail panel, we're going to drag the sharpening to about 80 here, get some detail in these, grass and stems and in these little boulders and the detail areas. But what it also does is applies sharpening on the ocean as well, as you can see here, which is we want to avoid. So I'm going to drag this across holding the Alt key now, and what this does is basically anything that is white is what is getting sharpened, anything that is black is not getting sharpened. So as you can see here now, only the white areas is where the sharpening gets applied, so it leaves the sky pretty much alone and most of the ocean and the sand alone. And we have a lot of detail, so let's do a before and after. I'm gonna hit the / key. That's the before. Crooked image, looks pretty dull. Now looks much more vibrant and nice. Final thing I'm going to do is going to go to the effects panel, and I'm going to pull down the post crop vignette and add some vignette to the image. There we have it. There's the final image. This is what it looked like before, pretty flat and dull, and there we have the final edited version.
Well, there you go, have it. That's the final edit, and we have the image now looking much more richer and vibrant. We've straightened the image up as well. Be sure to download this image yourself and give it a try so that you get familiar with Lightroom and some of the tips and tricks that I've shown you in this video. Feel free to share them via the comment field, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, bye.